Hi, stamping friends. It's Sherry Parker coming to you live from Mason, Ohio on Wednesday, April 16th. It's the day after tax day here in the U.S. Hopefully everyone got their taxes submitted on time and no huge surprises, right? My dad was a CPA and that was always his big thing. Just want to break even, right? I guess there's different philosophies there. But I do appreciate you being here today. April 15th was also a big day for Stampin' Up! Because we rolled out the new customer rewards program. And it's really cool. If you haven't checked out the website or my website, sherrythomas.stampinup.net, you go on to the website. If you have a customer online account, then you should get a prompt that says, hey, do you want to opt into this customer rewards? And you want to check the box and then you're in. If you have not set up an account, it's easy to do so, and I can help walk you through if you have any questions at all. So just reach out. It's pretty intuitive. I think you should be able to figure it out, but if not, never hesitate to contact me. So that is a big thing that's happening right now. And then also starting in May 6th actually, the new annual catalog will go live. I'm having a new catalog open house on May 18th here in Mason, and I would love it if you join me. There's no cost. I just like people to let me know so I can have enough supplies cut, because we'll have some projects to make. You'll see and try a new product. It'll be a lot of fun. So hope I can see you then. All right, I'm so excited about tonight's card. I am in some different demonstrator Facebook groups, and there's a demonstrator named Lisa Bowden, and you may or may not have heard of her. But she did a presentation on this really cool explosion card, and I was so impressed. I thought, I have got to try this. Hi, Donna. So I am so excited to share this with you. I kind of dissected it and figured out how to make it. And then I thought I would incorporate some new product to show you. So I'm going to turn my camera around, show you the product we're going to use, and then this really fun card. All right. A couple weeks ago, I think I used this new suite. It's going to be an online exclusive available in May. It's called Impressions of Bloom. Comes with great stamp set, die cuts, beautiful paper, there's gems, really nice stuff. And this will be available on May 6th. So I'm going to be using these tonight. So if they do look familiar, it might be because I made these slider cards a few weeks back using this suite. And then also I think I showed you a couple of things that we made at our onstage event. And then just on Sunday, we had a class here, and everyone made a little luggage tag using the pieces and parts from that suite. So we will be using it again this evening, and I can't wait to show you what we're making. This is the card here. So I'm using the Designer Series paper and then the die cuts. Strawberry Slush is one of the new in colors, but just wait. So watch, when you open it up, isn't that so fun? What a fun spring card. I'm so excited about this. I can't wait to send this to somebody. And of course, if you're watching and you comment or share this video, you will have an opportunity to win this card. And every week, whatever the projects are. At the end of the video, we will also draw for last week's projects. So this is what we're making tonight. It's not very difficult. I figured out, I got all the measurements here. And I want you to learn how to make one as well. So to make the inside part, the explosion part, you need a 6x6 piece of Designer Series paper. Hey, Lisa, I know, it is awesome, and I wish I could take credit for this, but I can't. So I saw this wonderful demonstration, and I just couldn't wait to make one myself. So this particular pack of paper is 12 by 12. And then I cut it into quarters, so then you end up with 4 6x6 pieces. So that is our explosion part of the inside of the card here. So what you do, you've got your 6x6 piece, you're going to score it in half. So that'd be 3 inches on both sides, okay? And then you're going to fold on the diagonal on one side, okay, just one side. So we'll fold that, and we'll use our bone folder to get a nice crease here. So the real trick, I think, to making this kind of a card is just to fold along these, you know, score lines, really get a nice fold so that you can bend the paper and have it work with you, okay? Because it's gonna wanna do what it's gonna wanna do. So I think I've got the 3 different lines folded, and then I have a square here that has no crease, and I'm gonna basically kind of hold that down and then nudge these sides and then press down. I know some people know how to do origami. That's a little out of my league, but this reminds me a little bit of origami. But see how easy that was? So that will be the inside of our card. And then what we'll do also is we're gonna make a little panel so that when the recipient opens the card, you can even have a little stamped message inside if you want. So using the flowers from the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, I will stamp. This is a 2-step. So using Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to do this on the corner here because it will be a diagonal. I've got the base of the flower, and then right on top, I'll stamp Strawberry Slush. And then for the center, I've got Crushed Curry. And then that will just go right there neatly on the inside of our card. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down, and then while that's drying, I'll show you how to do the rest of the card. But already you've got the main part of the card done. So, all right, we'll let that sit and dry for a second. For the card base, you're gonna need a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and it's cut on the vertical, so it'll be 4 1/4 by 11, all right? And then you're gonna score it twice. So on the long side, you'll score at 4 1/4, and then again at 5 1/2, okay? And you've probably seen or made those kind of like book binding cards. This is the same idea. So essentially you've created this little binding edge here, and that'll be the top of our card like that. So before we glue that down, we're going to decorate the front of this using some more of that beautiful Designer Series paper. And I cut a square 4 by 4 for this portion, and then 1 by 4 for the top. All right, so I'll go ahead and adhere those to the front of this card here. Something is shaking on my table, and it's definitely not too loud for you watching. All right, so there is the front of the card. Before I tape that down, I've got a piece of white ribbon here, and I'm gonna just kind of wrap that around, tie a knot. You could do a bow, a knot, or you could choose to have no ribbon. I always like a little bit of ribbon, so I will trim those down like that. I think I figured out what was making that noise. And then I'll go ahead and adhere that to the base of the card. I'm gonna use sticky strip, or tear tape, sorry. Used to be called sticky strip. But this is great for keeping something together that could potentially pull apart. So you just put it down, tear off the plastic, and then there you go. You've got the base of your card. So I'm gonna decorate this. You could do this whatever you wanted here. I cut out a circle from the Spotlight in Nature dies, and then I thought I would use one of the greetings from that stamp set. So I just picked the thanks. And then I also have the so very much. And then the rest will just be decorated with the die cuts. And one really cool thing about these die cuts, I think, is that you've got really an assortment. So you've got these really cool ovals, but you have the flowers that cut out the images, but then there's also coordinating insides. These don't actually cut, they score and make little lines. So when you run your paper through the die cut machine, you would just position them. They kind of nest together, and you would run it through like that. And then when you take it out, I don't know if you can see the little grooves in there, but you've got the detail of the flower. So I went ahead and did that and made this beautiful little flower using strawberry slush. And then I did another one with the fresh freesia. Hi, Donna Marshall. And then I also cut out the centers using the pecan pie. And then I had another leaf, but maybe I just have one. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just adhere these to the front, and I'll use a dimensional, give them some pop. And then I even like to curl the edges of the flowers because I think it makes it look really pretty. So we'll put those on, and then our flower centers. I'll use mini dimensionals for those. So this will be like a really puffy card by the time you put it all together, because with the inside as well as all these dimensionals, you might want to make sure it doesn't need extra postage, because it might. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue my leaf on here. Just like that. Last touch for the front. These are the gems that come in that suite there. Yes, Patty, I do too. I love the embossing dies. So I will just position, there's strawberry slush, pretty in pink, and then there's also kind of a clear color. So I'll put 3 of them on the front like that to give a little bling. And then we'll go ahead and put it on the front of our card here. And again, more dimensionals. This is definitely, I feel like this is a wow kind of card, just because when you open it, you're going to surprise your recipient. So we'll put it on the front. Oops, my leaf got away. On the front like that. All right, now the fun part. We are going to put it together. So this, what we did at the very beginning, we're going to go ahead and adhere on the inside of the card. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the bottom and position it. It should fit nicely in that 4x4 area there. And then I'll put some more adhesive here. Fold the card. And then, ta-da! Isn't that so fun? So, oh, my leaf, I keep losing my leaf. There, needs to dry. So that is what I'm calling the Fun Floral Explosion card. Thank you to Lisa Bowden for the inspiration. This is what's so fun about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is that we share ideas and there's just no end to the creativity. It's so much fun. So I hope you like this card, and I would love to know if you make one yourself, and send me a picture if you do. Here's the dimensions here. I can also put them in the comments if you would like the dimensions. Super easy to put together, and I would love it if you made one too. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do tonight is draw for last week's cards. If you happen to tune in, you might have seen we did 3 cards using die cuts on a fold. So we had just kind of like a card on a card, we had an accent, and then we had an actual card base. So I've got all the names in this glass here of everyone who commented on and shared, and I will draw the winners. So for this first one, the pink and green card, that is gonna go to Donna Piercy. And then I drew out 2 names by accident. Michelle Peck, get that one. And then the last card is going to go to Pam Ball. So I do love when you comment on and share, because then I know you're watching. And, you know, and I would even love it more if you shared, if you happen to make the same design, setup, layout, whatever, because I think it gives other people inspiration too. So, Thank you again for joining me tonight. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. It's getting to be beautiful here, and we just went on a walk with the dog. It's finally starting to feel like spring. So I hope it is where you are as well. Take care. Bye-bye.